All right, what's going on, guys? My name is Brandon. This is going to be the intro to my investment channel. I do have another YouTube channel, 2val_B, where I do car related things. I have been shown a lot of interest in stocks recently. The market, I think there's a lot of money to be made in the market right now. And I think it's pretty silly if you're not taking advantage of these times and making money on the market. I'll give you guys basically a basic intro. Some stocks I see on the rise right now, like my investment plan, my strategy that I'm doing, and then just some upcoming like IPOs that I'm pretty excited about coming public to the market. An intro, like I said, my name is Brandon. I just turned 22 years old. I'm very blessed with the job I have. I'm very fortunate to be able to invest money into the stock market, and I'm grateful for that. I went to school for 2 years, got a little degree in electrical, and then got on with a chemical plant in my hometown. I also own a mobile detailing business that has done very successful in the past year. I'm excited to expand that. I have a lot of plans. We can get into that on another video with that company. I'd like to take it a lot bigger than what it is. And I'm into real estate too. I own one rental property, and I would love to expand that in the upcoming months. I would like to get another one. This is just a single family home that I own, that I rent out, but I would love to get like a 4-plex or 8-plex, and that would be in the works early of next year. So investing, how the stock market works and stuff like that, I'm going to get into that in other videos, but basically some stocks that I'm invested in pretty heavily right now. One would be Fubo TV, or Fubo TV, however you say it. I think looking at their business model, that it is the next big thing. I really believe that. Their IPO went public in October at like $10 or $12 a share, and now it's floating around the $25 a share mark. I was a little late to the game on that one, I'm not gonna lie, and usually I'm not big into, after a stock goes like 100% in a month or two, getting in the hype train and like it going back down and losing money on it. But this one, after looking at their business model, their monthly subscribers, I think they already, last quarter, they reported 445,000 monthly subscribers. They offer 3 different packages. I think it's the only subscription streaming service that offers like a Latino package. So people who don't understand English can get a package just for them. I think it's pretty inclusive that they did that, and I think that's gonna reflect greatly on them. And then they have 2 other packages. I think it's like an elite package, and then one with another package with obviously the cheaper one with less channels and the more expensive one with more channels. But they are a sports first streaming service, and I believe we can all agree that cable will one day be something of the past. I think they just charge way too much for it, and streaming services are the future. I know a lot of people firsthand that I hear this all the time. Oh, the only reason I still have cable because I want to watch the game. I don't want to miss football. I don't want to miss basketball. I don't want to miss soccer, this or that. And Fubo TV is a sports first streaming service. So that's what they're mainly known for, is sports. It's like, I called it like the Netflix of the NFL. You can watch previous games and all this. You can now, what was a little, I think they got a little slack for it, was they only had like 30 hours of DVR, but now they have up to 1,000 hours of DVR. So with that streaming service, you can record games. I know a lot of people, maybe something's coming up, they're doing something and they can't watch the game, but they record it for later. And with only the 30 hours, they were getting a little slack for that, but their team jumped on it quick, got it up to 1,000 hours of DVR, and I think that is, at least for me, in my experience, that's plenty, because I don't think I've ever had 1,000 hours of anything recorded. But also, not only are like they a very affordable streaming service that has not only channels, I think they just got Disney, ESPN, and all the sports you can imagine, but they're in the very early stages of getting into sports betting. And if you've seen the stock like DraftKings or anything involved in, like I think it's Penn National, anything involved in sports betting, it is just blowing up right now. And not only is it blowing up because, as we know, a lot of Americans and people around the world are very big into gambling and betting on things. It's just our nature. A lot of states in the United States just passed a lot of bills and laws to legalize sports betting. I live in Louisiana, and it was not legal here for the past few years, but just an hour and a half away in Mississippi, it was legal. And I've been at I think for my 21st birthday, I went to the Golden Nugget Casino in Biloxi, and it just happened to be on a Sunday. I went downstairs and the lines were astronomically long. It was like 3 to 4 hours to get a ticket to bet on a game. So I could just see all the people from Mississippi was the only state nearby that was legal for sports betting, and so many people came on the weekends just to place bets on sports. So I think with the business model they have of making TV, the streaming service, getting away from the plug in the wall, all online, kind of like Roku did, following in its path, and also with, like I said, having 445,000 monthly subscribers already, it would be nothing for them to partner up with a big sports betting company and take that from the ground up very, very fast. I think they could really expedite that business as well, and then that would just put that business on such a higher pedestal. I went back, and what FuboTV really reminds me of is like a Roku. I think Roku's IPO went public in either September, October of 2018 or 2017. I can't remember exactly, but basically it came out at like $15 a share, very close to what FuboTV did. And then just like FuboTV, within the first 2 to 3 months, it did well over 100%. I think Roku did even like 200% in the first 3 months. Went from like $45 to close to $50. And just ever since then has been going up and up and up and up. There's a graph I seen the other day that was like the past 4 or 5 years, how many people are getting away from cable, and then the projected 4 or 5 years. So I don't think anyone can disagree that streaming services are going to be the future, and your in-the-wall cable TV provider is going to be something of the past very soon. I can go on. I'm going to make a whole video about FuboTV. I am heavily invested in it. I do not think it's too late to get in it. Like I said before, I'm not big into something doing 100% and then getting in it and getting burned whenever the hype dies down, it goes down. But there's still a ton of volume on it. Like I said, the other business ventures they're going in, I think their business model is great. And I think it'll be a $100+ stock. It's a bold statement, but I think it'll be $100+ stock sooner rather than later. So I am very heavily invested in it. That is about 80% of my portfolio right now. But I'm going to go over my investment strategy in a little bit, kind of make a little more sense for y'all. But I think we can all agree that electric vehicles is also stocks on the rise. I'm invested in one company, SOLO. I'll put a screenshot of it on the screen. They do like manufacturing and research on electronic vehicles. So I think really anything in the electronic vehicle market is a pretty solid buy with all that's going on, the hype behind Tesla, NIO. Funny story, about a year and 6 months ago, I invested into NIO at $2.10 a share. I wish I would have kept that today, because it looks like that's going to be a huge stock and one of Tesla's competitors in the future. If you look at the cars, how slick they are, it's out of China. I just think that will be a very huge stock one day too. But whenever I bought it at 2 and I think I sold it for 10 a share, I'm really kicking myself in the butt for that now, but I still think it has a lot of growth. I think there's going to be a little resistance on it. I don't think it's going to just keep on going like a completely straight up line. It's at around the $55 or $60 a share mark as of today. But I think it'll come back down to the $30 to $40 a share mark when the hype dies down a little bit. But I think it overall in the next 3 to 5 years, it will outperform a lot of other shares. So if it goes down, if it takes a good dip, I'm going to look into getting back into that, even though I had it at $2 and I'll buy it at 30. But I do think it has a good future. Obviously Tesla, they're talking about Tesla being the next biggest thing. It's already huge. Everyone knows about it. They're talking about it being a better stock to get into than the S&P 500, which that will kind of lead me into my next thing, is my investment strategy. So I've been investing I'm 22 now, and the day I turned 18, I downloaded an E-Trade account, Robinhood. I know Robinhood gets a lot of slack and stuff, but it's just super easy to follow for me. I also have a Webull account and then a Fidelity at work with my 401k. But I believe my investment strategy, basically, I know a lot of investors don't like the term house money. They kind of refer to it as like a gambling term and stuff like that. But I got very lucky. I put about $20,000 on the cruise lines when it was at, in specific, Carnival Cruise Line. It was at like $10 a share, and I got about 2,000 shares of it. Then it went up to $16 and something cents a share, and I sold it, and I got very lucky, very blessed, made about $12,000 on that one alone. When everyone was telling me, don't get into airlines, don't get in travel stocks, don't get into cruise lines, da da da, I know, I have a good understanding of how the stock market works now. It's on volume and hype. Like if there's a hype behind a stock, I think this YouTuber Dead Inside made a good point the other day. There was a mismatch whenever Zoom was getting so big. One of the other companies that had Zoom in it grew like 1,800% just because of a misunderstanding. So the stock market isn't necessarily like the most profitable company in the world is going to be the biggest stock in the world. It's about volume, it's about hype. There's so many things that go into it. And if you can understand that, which I'll try to do a full video on that in the future, if you can understand that, then there's a lot of money to be made that on the stock market. I really think there is. I think you can outperform the S&P 500 if you do it smart on your own. But let's get into my investment strategy. So basically, that term house money, I'm going to use it because I like it. I made $12,000 off of Carnival. So I'm going to take that $12,000 I made and I'm going to put that into the S&P 500. If you look at it over the past 5 years, it's grown like 73%. And I saw this article today I read that if at 22, just so happen I am 22 years old, you invested $10,000 and got 10% gain every year on it, by the time you're ready to retire, that $10,000 without putting another dollar in it of your own will be worth about $600,000. Yeah, after year one, 10% of 10,000, you're at 11,000. But now that compounds, and next year you're at 12,000 and some change. Then the year after that, you're at 13,000 and a little more change, and then 15,000 and 17,000, 20,000, and then once you're up in the hundreds of thousands, 10% on that is 10,000, then 200,000, 20,000, 300,000, 30,000, 400,000, 40,000. So that's why I like having that kind of safe back. I do have my 401k that, like I said, I'm blessed. I probably make a lot more money than a 22-year-old should. I'm not trying to brag or anything like that, but I got very lucky. I mean, I did work my ass off for it, but I got lucky with getting on with a big time company that, you know, the lowest paid guy in there makes a lot of money. So I'm fortunate enough to have that as a back burner with a pension and a 401k. So that's kind of my safe bet. And then me putting my own money into the S&P 500 just because I think that will do at least 10% every year. I mean, it took a huge dip during the pandemic, but you can't really plan for a global pandemic. So I have my money and I put monthly into the account that I buy my own shares of companies with. I'm not big into the contracts or the cryptocurrencies. I like real businesses and I like shares of the company. When I'm content, everyone asks me like, oh, how do you know when to buy and when to sell? I buy when I feel it's a good point, and then I sell when I think it's about to plateau. If I truly believe in a company like Fubo, I plan on holding it for at least 6 months to a year. I am a little bit of a longer term investor. I do have some money on the side that I do play around with, kind of like day trading or week trading, I like to call it, because I'm not big into buying it going up 3% and selling it. If I buy a company, then I believe in it. I want to get at least like 10% on it. But yeah, I take that money, I put it back into the S&P 500. I think that will do very good over time. Like the article said, I'm at 22 now, got well over $10,000 in the S&P 500. So I think over time that will just grow and grow and grow and grow and compound, and I'll keep on putting money in it, keep on putting money in it, keep on putting money in it, and it'll just be very big. I wake up every morning, I check the stocks, I read articles, and this is no, excuse my language, this is no bullshit. I have the strongest desire ever. I don't know what it is, it's probably not even healthy, of how bad I want to become rich. I want to start businesses, I want to own real estate, I want to invest my money. I'm not saying I don't like to have a good time. I like to go out, I like to party, I like to do those things, but I don't mind sacrificing at all to accomplish the goals that I have. We'll get on to all that in another video. This video is getting kind of long already. Some upcoming IPOs to look out for that are going public that I'm really excited for. I know it's frowned upon sometimes to like gamble on public IPOs coming out, but some companies that are going to be, in my opinion, huge, Roblox. A lot of people are talking about it being the next big thing. A lot of big time investors are really excited about it coming up public. They're talking about it being the YouTube of gaming. They already have millions and millions of users, and it's like a very good community of gaming. I'm not the biggest into gaming. I don't even have a game system or anything, but I'll make money off of it. I'm not afraid of that. I would like to get pretty heavy in it. I think the IPO is going public in December, it's looking like, and as soon as it goes public, I will definitely be looking to get some shares of it. I'm really mainly most of my money right now is tied up in Fubo, so I might have to take some money out of like my savings account to get into it. I have probably like $5,000 worth of buying power right now, but I want to put at least 10,000 probably on Roblox whenever the IPO goes public. I think that's a big one to look out for. I'll make a whole video on that in the future. Airbnb, we're all aware of it. I've stayed in many Airbnbs. I think it is awesome. I think their business model is great. I don't know why they waited so long to go public. I would have invested in it a long time ago, but yeah, Airbnb going public, I definitely want to get in that too. It's like I need more money. I need more money to invest in these companies because I don't want to miss out. I mean, someone just needs to give me $100,000 so I can invest in these companies, and I'll give them the $100,000 back. I'll just take the profits. Airbnb's business model is great. Hotels, we all know, are super expensive. 9 times out of 10, you don't have a kitchen. You got one room, and it's just, for me, that's something in the past too. Hotels, it's like I don't think they're going anywhere, but for me, I prefer an Airbnb. I like to be able to save money by cooking my own meals. I like being able to have a house. I like being able to just, it feels so good. If you've ever stayed in Airbnb, I think we can agree that it's just awesome. I think the business model is great. It's cheaper 9 times out of 10 than a hotel, and you get a whole house. You can, if they got 4 rooms, you can split it with your buddies if you're younger and you're tighter on money. Whereas hotels usually have a limit on how many people can stay. Airbnbs do too, but you can get like a 4-bedroom house depending on where you're at for a affordable price. You split that between 4 ways or 8 ways if you got 4 couples. It just makes things a lot better and a lot more affordable. Then you don't have to buy food every meal or eat bland sandwiches at the beach that are super dry, and you know that's not a good time. Wish, I think most people are familiar with Wish. Some people say it's like Amazon's competitor. I don't think it's even a fraction of Amazon. If you've ever ordered from Wish, it probably looks like a big old microwave you're about to get, and then it comes like this size. I think there's money to be made on it with the IPO going public. I think they need to take a more Amazon approach of like customer service first and quality, because I watched an article, I didn't watch an article, I watched a video of Jeff Bezos talking about like what he credits Amazon's success to, and he really puts the customer first. I don't think any of us have a complaint about Amazon's customer service. If I've ever had a problem with a product, you get shipping paid for back, it's timely, you get your money back, you get this and that. Amazon Prime, I could order something, it'll be at my door in 2 days. Like, their business model is amazing. I'd have to do more research on that. That might be a better investment than the S&P 500, but you really can't go wrong in it. Like Warren Buffett says, it's pretty hard to outperform the S&P 500, but I do believe if done correctly, you can outperform the S&P 500 by a landslide if you do it smart and if you do it correctly. But like I said, it's not a bad idea to have some money in the S&P 500 just because of how like guaranteed it is basically. And one last one, Affirm, a company that I believe in strongly because I've used it before. I built a race car, and some of the parts, you can Affirm it. Affirm, it's like a loan company. You can basically finance anything with it, and I think they're going to grow and grow and grow. And I mean, I don't really believe in it like credit cards, I have credit cards that I pay off every month. I've had Affirm payments that I pay off really quickly and stuff like that, but people are so greedy nowadays. They want it now, even if they don't have the money for it, which some of my family members, I've tried to get out of this habit and everything, but I just think it's kind of like a monopoly, like credit cards and being able to finance like car parts. And that's just what I know it from, but if you look on their website, they have all kinds of things that you can Affirm for a pretty low interest rate if you have good credit. I think they're going to be very, very big one day, especially with the IPO going public. I think they're going to scale the business to something even bigger. That's going to be another one I'm going to be looking to get into. I might diversify my portfolio into like Fubu, Roblox, Airbnb, and Affirm. I'd like to have a good bit of all of them. But yeah, that'll be it for this video. The next few videos, I'll probably go into like more specifics on stocks, what I think are some must buys, what I think are some not so good of buys, how the stock market works, and just feel free, please feel free to put anything in the comments if you don't agree with me on anything. If there's some stocks that I need to look into that could be huge, I'm not going to tell y'all basically like, look, this is a stock, you need to buy it, you're going to get rich. I'm never going to say that. I'm going to just be putting stocks out there that I'm interested in, that I'm doing research on, my opinion on it, and then y'all can go do your own research. We all have phones. Most of us have internet access. I'm not going to say all of us, but if you're watching this, you probably have internet access and you probably have a phone. You can do your own research. You can make your decision. If you don't agree with me, please feel free. This is going to be a safe space. Everyone can put whatever they want in the comments. There's no dumb questions. There's no dumb people. I just want all of us to grow together. I'm not a professional at this. I'm not going to claim to be a professional at this, but I do think I have an understanding of it, and I think there's a lot of money to be made in the stock market. I really do. But yeah, a lot of people are better at this than me. If there's any stocks, put them in the comments, and I'll be the first one to do research on it. I'll even make a video on it if it's good enough. But yeah, y'all guys, it is Thanksgiving today, so I hope y'all are with y'all's family. I'm actually ready right now to go to my grandma's, meet my mom and everybody there. We're gonna eat a good dinner, be with the family, enjoy it, and then hit some sales tonight on Black Friday. Probably go to Walmart, Best Buy, Academy, and stuff like that. But yeah, y'all have a blessed day. Have a happy Thanksgiving. I'm gonna try to put out videos a couple times a week. It's a lot easier to just have a sit down video and talk about things because I'm doing research all the time no matter what. So I might as well just share what I find. Like I said, feel free to leave anything in the comments. But yeah, y'all stay blessed.